Disclaimer. This person of interest in all of likelihood will never get a job in Hollywood or just being around kids in general ever again. If you know what I mean. Look, we've seen controversial creators over the years, but have you ever seen a case where they showed the mugshot of the person who may have committed a crime? But then you think to yourself in your mind, maybe they did do this crime indeed. If you never have, then this is your first time. Meet the deranged showrunner who lived a double life, Kyle Carrozza. If you were a youngling in the 2000s, or hell, even the 2010s, there's a good chance that you might have watched any of these shows that Kyle Carrozza worked on, whether it be Doc McStuffins, Fanboy Chum Chum, or even Fish Hooks, right? But most folks know him as the creator of Mighty Magiswords, which is a Cartoon Network show that aired from 2016 to 2019. It also lasted for 2 seasons during its 3-year run. Pretty solid if you ask me. And before that, he created a pilot for Nickelodeon called Moobeard the Cow Pirate back in 2008. And once Magiswords was over, once Moobeard was over, he continued to work on various other animated productions like the Animaniacs reboot, the Fairly OddParents reboot, I'm talking about the new Wish one, by the way, and a bunch of Snoopy shows for Apple TV. He lent his hand to Sponge Out of Water in 2015. He also lent his hands to the Casa Grande's movie in 2024. And from what it looks like from an outsider's perspective, Kyle had a very solid career. I mean, like, you were working for 3 major studios in Hollywood. You were working for Nickelodeon, you were working for Disney, you were working for Warner Brothers. Like, you were fumbling a huge bag. You were working for practically everyone in the industry, if you ask me. And that solid and promising career lasted all the way up until 2024, where one of the most shocking and egregious pieces of news came out about this man. Kyle Carrozza was arrested on 2 counts of possession of CSAM. I think this case is disturbing in its own light, and I think no normal person should have this on their hard drive. Like, you need to seek help for this. I mean, like, the fact that you hid the side of you that was a predator for so long, had your own show, and had a pretty solid career in entertainment is honestly very impressive, but also very jarring and disturbing as well. This doesn't make the situation any better. I still think that even if this was an isolated incident, he should still get fired and everything, especially knowing that he was working on kids' TV shows. I mean, like, you were working for Disney Junior and PBS Kids, dude. Even outside of the TV show industry, like, you were working on preschool games like abcmouse.com. To get busted with that kind of material on you, just very outrageous in my opinion. Kyle also looks like a pedophile as well. Like, even before he got arrested for possessing porn out of kids, a lot of people thought he looked like a predator. I mean, I'm not one to judge somebody by the way they look, and I know that we should focus on what's on the inside. People say to not judge a book by its cover, but the more you look at Kyle's image, sometimes the cover tells you what the book is all about, title and everything. And a couple years before he got arrested, Kyle also had a very moral grandstanding persona, and not in a good way either. Around early 2021, this predates to like 3 years before Kyle got arrested, Kyle led a moral crusade against the former Mighty Magiswords storyboard artist, Ange, for making questionable art out of like cartoon characters, particularly Invader Zim characters. From my understanding, a lot of this witch hunt had a lot to do with lolicon, shotacon, and pro shipping, to say the least. I don't twist my words around, guys. I don't defend like any of that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I think it's questionable too. Like, we can sit down and argue all day about the morality about drawing fictional characters who aren't old enough to drive and vote in questionable situations. Like, you're allowed to have that opinion. But what makes this very, very ironic is that Kyle and his friends tried to get this person, well, actually they did get this person blacklisted from the animation industry, and things got so bad to the point where they lost their health insurance and attempted to take their own life. And on top of that, Ange is also a survivor of like sexual assault and abuse, from what I've heard. And if that is true, then my condolences go out to her. Like, not only you kink shamed someone, but you also attacked the victim for trauma responding. Like, yeah, I know there's a lot of stigma surrounding the word pro-shipper, but like, can we have a little bit more nuance here? Because not all pro-shippers are bad people. I just think the subject of pro-shipping is just a mixed bag in general. Because you have some people, right, particularly teenagers, who use it as like sort of trauma response. Then there are adult pro-shippers. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them, right, groom children into thinking that pro-shipping is acceptable. But in Ange's case in particular, she wasn't hurting kids. It's not like she was forcing that pro-ship ideology onto kids, telling them it's okay. She kept a lot of her stuff onto a private account. That was just the way she dealt with her trauma, you know. Everyone's story is different. But then Kyle and his friends somehow found out about those private accounts and decided to put her on blast, labeling Ange as a pedophile, getting her blacklisted from the animation industry, and just ruining her life overall. Like, how are you gonna be against lewd fictional art? You get caught having real images of children on your hard drive. Yeah, talking to you, Kyle. Like, you're so preachy about pro-shippers and lolicon, but have skeletons of your own in your closet. Arguably worse than what you accused Ange of. Like, it reminds me of the time where EDP445 attacked Kris Tyson for being a fan of Lolly, which apparently came after Kris came out as trans. At least that's what I heard. Even though Kris Tyson doesn't exactly have the best track record themselves, it's really ironic how, you know, EDP, like, advocates for protecting children when he himself has been caught sexting minors and attempting to meet up with them. But enough about EDP for right now. Like, I'm gonna fast forward to September 2023. On September 13th, 2023, Kyle Carrozza's YouTube, not just YouTube account, by the way, but his Google account was mysteriously wiped off the face of the internet. He also announced it on Twitter, which honestly makes it very incriminating, because this happened during the height of the Kyle versus Ange drama. Like, Google just doesn't terminate your account out of the blue without a warning. Like, they would have to detect something illegal on your drive for that to happen. Of course, false positives do exist, but with an interconnected network such as Google, I strongly doubt that is the case. But nonetheless, there was a lapse of activity for 9 months straight until June 20th, 2024 at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Mr. Kyle Adam Carrozza, a 45-year-old freelancer, was arrested once and for all. Now he's in the same predicament that he put Ange through. He also got blacklisted from the animation industry, and rightfully so. His friends cut ties with him, and his wife divorced him. Let's also not forget that Cartoon Network scrubbed his presence on their YouTube channel. The disassociations were swift, which came after the effective end of Kyle Carrozza's nearly 3-decade-long career. You reap what you sow. It's a shame how someone with talent and power would go this slow. In conclusion, we're going to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. And stay safe out there, you know, it's very fundamental.